My name is Jennifer Apostle. I am the director for Replenish, which is the Middlesex County Food Bank. Food pantries are great places, and we want to ensure that people know that and are comfortable using them. We want to help remove the stigma from food pantries, and it's not just a service for the homeless or indigent population. I mean, there's families. There are an enormous amount of circumstances that could push somebody into just needing a little extra help, and that's what food pantries are there for. Anybody can, stumble across some troubling times where they have an accident or an illness or some sudden loss of change in their life that just, makes it difficult to survive and to meet your basic needs. And food pantries are there. They're a non-judgmental place where anyone who just needs a little support should feel comfortable and confident to be able to walk in and get the help they need.
In early 2020, as the COVID-19 pandemic surged throughout central New Jersey along with the rest of the world, the Division of Folklife and Cultural Heritage at the Arts Institute of Middlesex County wanted to find a way to use folklife, the things that we make and do that express who we are, to address the rapidly escalating need for food security. Access to food affects every aspect of our lives, and food is one of the key ways we express who we are. Foodways are the context and meaning around food, why and when we eat what we eat. Following our mandate to serve the public, Share Your Foodways was born. The project addresses the practical need for food, while at the same time celebrating community connections and community resilience. Share Your Foodways began with 3 goals in mind. Celebrate and document the culinary richness of central New Jersey, destigmatize the use of food pantries, and literally feed people. Share Your Foodways creates publicly accessible, bilingual recipe tutorials featuring a local resident presenting a dish that is important to them. For each video created, 100 ingredient recipe kits are given to families via Replenish partner agencies.
Welcome to Replenish. Replenish is the Middlesex County Food Bank. Our new name and brand identity is Replenish, Nourishing Neighbors. We began in 1994 back in a closet in a Park Police building in Roosevelt Park in Edison. And over the last 26, 27 years, our program has grown and evolved tremendously. We now have this 5,000 square foot warehouse, which includes a 53-foot refrigerated trailer of refrigeration and a smaller freezer trailer. Due to the COVID pandemic, we erected a tent outside to move our operations for health and safety reasons. And now, to this point, we can't even move back inside because we have just simply outgrown our space. So when our food pantry volunteers come to Replenish, they would usually, pre-pandemic, enter through this doorway, hang out in our reception area, sign in with our staff to let us know that they're here, and wait for their turn to come on into our facility and take the food that they need. So we're going to come into the main section of our warehouse out here. Again, pre-pandemic, this was the main area for distribution. All of the pallets and carts of food would be staged here for our food pantry partners to come and pick up what they need. Since the pandemic, we had to erect a large tent outside, and that's where now all of the activity is currently taking place. When the agencies pull up outside, they sign in with our staff. Our staff pulls out 25 to 30 pallets of food every morning for the agencies to pick from. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we have preloaded carts that our staff prepares, and they wheel them out to our food pantries as they come in to pick up food. And this area now is just currently used for a lot of excess storage and staging to prepare everything to go out to our food pantry partners. So now we're going to move into the next section of our warehouse. Here we have backed into our loading dock is our 53-foot refrigerated trailer where we store all of our produce, meats, and dairy items. And here we have our hygiene section where we've got diapers, soaps, shampoos, and any other toiletries and baby supplies that we have. These items are not as frequently donated and as in much supply as we would often like, so those are often items we're always looking for. And up in the racks, we have our excess food, palletized food and product that's coming in from warehouses and donors. All of the food in the green bins has come in from food drive donations from schools, businesses, and civic groups that hold food drives for us throughout the year. This section of our facility is used for volunteers for sorting and packaging all the different food items that come in. And right now we've got the wonderful Share Your Food Waste team in here packaging all the food kits that we'll give out tomorrow. Here in Middlesex County, we're fortunate to partner with a program called Share Your Food Waste. They have wonderful chefs who are creating dishes that have historic family meaning. They prepare a wonderful video of the chef creating that dish and provide the recipes. And they even create a wonderful kit with all these ingredients to make the dish. And we're able to share those with our residents through our network of food pantries. It's an amazing program that we're fortunate to have a partnership with to provide some rich cultural, historical tradition with our residents and families.
Really, we want to take this opportunity to showcase the food pantries and highlight their accessibility and availability to residents and all that they have to offer, and to highlight that they're more than just handing you a bag of food, and all of the camaraderie that you can get from going to a food pantry, the resources beyond food that are available, connections to other resources.
Hi, my name is Carolina Moratti. We show people how to cook, and we also talk about different cultures and different kinds of food. And the most important part is that we make food kits with the ingredients and the recipe cards to be distributed to the families who are clients on these food pantries and food banks. So people can feel like even if you're going through a difficult time, you can have the time to follow a recipe and have all the ingredients and kind of get away from the situation that you're going through and feel like, okay, I'm going to make a nice meal. I'm going to enjoy with my family, no matter what is happening right now. So I think we also bring we're dignifying cooking and being a client of a food pantry with the show.
And so, effectively, we are not only providing food and non-perishable necessities to our residents, but really we're supporting the entire person. We are a network of support services and resources and connecting our residents to all of the things that they need beyond just food. Our food pantries are, that first level of contact oftentimes into the social service network. And they're providing referrals and support and assistance in getting the other services they need, like housing, utility, daycare, assistance with jobs, and any of the type of things that people might be in need of in addition to food.
My name is Jennifer Hinton, and I am the program director for the Unity Square Community Center in New Brunswick, New Jersey. It's part of Catholic Charities, Diocese of Metuchen. It started with one of the local parishes trying to serve the parish and local community better, and they applied for a grant through the Department of Consumer Affairs, State of New Jersey, called a Neighborhood Revitalization Tax Credit. This community center that was part of the grant was a refurbished firehouse and became the community center. What we have generally done here is try to serve the main needs of the community, and the grant itself specifies that part of that has to be economic development, which can include redevelopment or construction of affordable housing. And then the other portion of the grant is community programs and community organizing. So bringing the community together to identify their needs and develop programming out of that has been the priority of the grant program. Hi, welcome to Unity Square. So this is, as I mentioned earlier, it's a former firehouse, single-engine firehouse that was renovated by the City of New Brunswick and Catholic Charities through the NRTC grant to become the community center. So we have, when people come in, the first thing that they'll encounter is our Housing Resource Center, and this is Angel Fuentes Pesquera, who is the Housing Resource Coordinator. And then we have Maria Martinez Tomas, who is our Community Program Coordinator. Okay, so they happily greet everyone, hear their story, and then move them into whatever direction they need to go into. So this is the main room where most of our group activities occur. Over on the bank here, we have computers, for people to come in if they have to fill out forms or they have to use the internet for something. A lot of people don't have access at home to a PC, so they will use the computers. Our staff will assist them with that. This is some of the food that we have for distribution twice a week. So we do our packing of food in the main area here, and then when it's time to do the food distribution, we open up this big door and people line up outside and we just hand out food. Usually we hand them a bag of food, but now that the plastic bag ban is on, we line the food up on the table for them and they bring their own reusable bags and they pick what they want out of the lineup, as it were, and they take their food and go. So those are all the things we do in this little space here. Magic. We give out approximately 20 pounds of food twice a week to over 300 people. So we have to have some storage space, and here is our pantry where we store most of our shelf-stable goods. So one of the nicest things about the community center is this beautiful commercial kitchen, which has been used in the past by the local soup kitchen. They did have a culinary school, and actually their chefs did training here, and then after they got their certificates, they did some small batch cooking and things for their own personal enterprises. We hope that when the Choice Food Resource Center, it is our plan, when the Choice Food Resource Center opens, that we will be using this as a demonstration kitchen. So for example, if we get like a gigantic box of squash, we can cook some of it up, make some soup or something, and then give people a sample, and then they will be more inclined to maybe take home the vegetable that they didn't know anything about. So that is what our plan is for this space. That's it.
And then another community program we have just implemented in June is our English as a Second Language course. And so it started off where we wanted to do it is for people who wanted to learn Spanish and then for people who wanted to learn English, but it actually turned into an ESL for beginners. And so as we see the influx of immigrants into this community, it sort of became like a meeting space so people can meet friends. And we have one of our neighbors who recently gave birth, and she brings her baby who's 2-3 weeks old, and she comes to the class, and then she meets this other woman who just arrived from Colombia with her son, and they seem to form a kinship and a friendship, and it just seems to have turned into like a meeting space for others. And it's such a beautiful thing to see her, how she has blossomed. When she was pregnant, she was a bit reserved, and now she's open and she comes to visit us and she calls us and she says, "How are you guys doing?" Or if I'm just walking to my car, she'll be like, "Hi Maria, like how are you doing?" And so it's wonderful to see that. We also have another program that's called Pillars of Success. So it's for at-risk youth with partnership with the New Brunswick Boxing Gym. So they'll come here, they'll have a presentation from someone. It could be about hygiene, it could be about opening up your own savings account. We had also a painting workshop as well. They also had what to do after college, whether trade school or county college or a 4-year university. And then afterwards they go to the boxing gym.
Another program that we have here at Unity Square is the community garden. We have 2 plots. One is currently being renovated by the city. The other one is very active. We have community members. We have a waiting list where families gather, come together and plant their own fresh vegetables and fruits. And then they will trade in between each other. They will give it to family and friends, or they will cook them. And as one of the programs that we want to have fresh, inexpensive food that they enjoy to grow among friends and family. They are growing corn, they're growing peppers, jalapenos, they're growing tomatoes, all kinds of tomatoes. There is this herb in Oaxaca and Guerrero, it's called papalo. Mexicans cook with it. That's like a staple for them.
When the pandemic happened, we had to close the doors of the center. We saw the need for PPE and also food in the community.
I'm Vanessa Dunzik, and I run the food pantry here at Unity Square Community Centre, and I also have been running for the past nearly 20 years a food pantry at Emmanuel Lutheran Church in New Brunswick. A lot of pantries, just out of necessity and time frame, they have to just pack bags and give a bag of food to somebody. Well, that's probably something or many things in that bag that that person wouldn't choose to have in their household. So we have different types of clients here. We have many Hispanic families, so they have certain foods that they're familiar with, that they like. Then we just found out today how many Chinese folks are coming to us. We have about a dozen. So, their likes are different. They really want fresh stuff, or, they don't want cans and things like that. And then you have some people who like the cans or need the cans if their living situation is transient. So it's good to have a choice for people. And it's more dignity involved, I think.
Well, when I got brought to Share Your Food Waste, I fell in love of the fact that we were bringing recipes from the back, from our families, from our ancestors. We were bringing a cultural sense to food, but we're also doing good to the community by bringing the bags with the ingredients. So this program has a lot of meaning and a lot of history and a lot of culture and life. We try to make sure we talk about that on the show, and we try to make sure we bring history back and recipes and families and traditions and legacy. So we're bringing you food, but we're also bringing you a lot of stuff from behind, because it's very inclusive. We try to make sure all the people and all the cultures and all the ages are included. Even my son does, the transcriptions for the show, and he's 15, and he is so in love of the program. And everybody wants something to do with Share Your Food Waste, because we try to do a lot of stuff for the community between the show and to respect everybody's recipes and cultures. And we try to go to the roots. We try to find out how we can make the most traditional way here in America and in Middlesex County with what we have. And I think we achieve it. I love everybody who's part of Share Your Food Waste, because everybody who is involved does it with the heart.
Welcome to Share Your Food Waste, Episode 3.
I'm Jerome.
I'm Daisy.
What are we cooking today?
Well, Jerome, we are making a delicious dish.
What is that?
Black bean soup, an emblematic dish of every Cuban festivity.
Oh, you're Cuban?
Yes.
That's why you're going to
yes.
teach us salsa?
Absolutely. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Did you bring your dancing shoes?
Hello, this is Share Your Food Waste, and we are here again with the amazing Nasrim. And we transport to an amazing location. We are in a house of our friend Esmeralda.
Maha, what are we making today?
I'm going to be making lentils and rice. In Arabic, it's called jadara. Well, my mother used to say jadara.
Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Mi nombre es Carolina y esto es Share Your Food Waste en español.
love the Share Your Food Waste program. It's awesome. The Share Your Food Waste program highlights different chefs creating these amazing meals that connect back to their family, their heritage, their culture. It's a great way to showcase. The videos are engaging and interactive and able to really help people understand how, not only how to prepare the recipes, but the relevance in history and in today's world. And then having the kits with the ingredients in them and the recipes in them and the links to the videos, it's a really great way to connect residents to different cultures and different recipes, and it's not only providing the actual food items, but the connection and the stories. And it's really a great collaboration and partnership that we're grateful for.
Hi, I am Chef Sank. And I completely understand where these different chefs come from, because our whole purpose is to actually share our culture. So what I stand for as a chef is to actually combine cultures. I specialize in fusion cuisine. So with my travels and learning how to cook in different countries, I realized that sharing your culture actually brings people closer to you, gets people together, and a lot of stigmas get broken. A lot of people think, oh, I would never try this, I would never try that. But after you try it, you realize, one, people have a lot of different cultures, have a lot in common, more than you would think. Actually, I was just thinking this the other day. There's tortillas that we put into this current kit, and I'm Indian, we use rotis for a lot of things, so there's a lot of parallels when you take a step back, but people are very scared, and I think this is a great opportunity to get people to look outside their box, try something different. I started Eat Crave Love about 7 years ago. It's something that I've always wanted to do. It's a passion of mine to cook. We have dedicated all of our sales, 15% of our sales, 100% of our tips towards giving back. So every week we do food donations. That was our way, because I think it's really important that giving back in whatever form you can should happen. We don't have the same paths, but wherever we can help, we should try, because everyone needs that helping hand, and you never know when you're in the position where you'll need something. I love this project. I think it's amazing.
It's more than just handing them a bag of food. We're able to do so much more than that by connecting to other resources and information that are obviously very essential to people who are food insecure. In addition to food, they obviously have many other needs. So food pantries are often that first point of entry into the social service system. So food pantry volunteers are critical in being able to, find out what other needs they may have and how they can point them in the right direction and guide them along the path of all of the different social service programs that are out there and available, and how they can make use of those supports.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Robert F. Benson Sr. I live here in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Being my age, I'm 58 years old, so I've seen a lot of the change. I've seen the change where this was just something extra. See, that's the main thing in today's world. At one time, a food pantry or just giving out food, it was something extra, or it wasn't that many. Whereas if you throw percentages, say maybe 10, 15 years ago, or 20 years ago, only, you take a town, let's do it by town. You take this town, New Brunswick, maybe only 20% of people might have really needed that help. Now, it has to be 70%. And you can see just by the line how many people actually really need food.
What I would say is that the people who come to food pantries are not lazy. Let's just make that a misnomer straight off the bat. We don't have lazy people here. We have people who are living on the cusp always. They are literally in survival mode all the time, which is not fun. And so, you've got to understand, the stresses that are involved in that. For some people, it's still embarrassing to come to a pantry, and we really don't want to make them feel that way. The stigma needs to be taken away. I mean, I understand how difficult it is sometimes at the end of the month. Am I going to be able to cover all my bills and still pay for food and all that stuff? I've definitely been there. So, and I think there's quite a lot of people in this country understand that. There's a few that have no idea, but they should come and volunteer. I think it really opens volunteers' eyes up when they come and volunteer at places like this, or like at a soup kitchen as well. Everybody, we're all human.
So I usually like to start my day by going out, talking with my staff, seeing how they're doing, what's going on so far today, going outside, talking to some of the food pantry volunteers who are here, just kind of touching base with everyone, seeing what's going on. And on a Wednesday, we wait for the food bank truck to come. That truck usually gets here around 8, and then it would take us about half an hour to unload that truck, start staging the carts and getting everything ready to be distributed to the pantries. So during that time, the pantries are here early before the truck gets here. They're picking through the extras that we have under the tent, and they're socializing with one another. It's a great opportunity for them to network and talk about what's going on at your pantry, what's going on at that pantry, what needs do you have, what extra resources do you have, maybe we could partner together. So it's just really a nice time for everyone to kind of socialize and learn what's going on in other communities. I think there's a couple of things. I think there's a lot of misconception about what a food pantry is there for, or what you can, get from a food pantry, or who should go to a food pantry. A lot of times people will think, oh, somebody's worse off than me. I don't want to take from somebody that needs it more. And we just want people to understand that there is enough to go around to help everyone. And anyone who just needs a little extra helping hand should feel more than welcome to stop by a food pantry.
There are so many people that have so many things in this world, and then there are a lot of people who don't, but they are still people, and they have stories, and they're just, they have dignity. We all need each other to keep ourselves going with that too. It's like knowing that Replenish is over there keeps us going here. Knowing that people just volunteer and show up for no reason other than they want to help out, come in, that all that stuff helps. We all are together, and it all keeps us moving forward. So, yeah.
I was born and raised in New Brunswick, so being able to help my own community and people who I've grown up with, or people's parents that I've grown up with, it's very rewarding.
I can go home and think about what impact I had in the people I help.
I think the most meaningful thing is just trying to almost like figure out the puzzle, of how to help people get a little step further. I don't know, I love doing jigsaw puzzles. When I was a kid, and even my family, we all do them still. It's like trying to find all the pieces to put together a picture. So it's like all the different disparate pieces from different places to try to put together a picture for someone. And in a way, put the people together. Do you know what I mean? To make them a little bit more whole.
And they need the help, and they're just so grateful. Everybody says thank you, God bless you. They know that when you're doing it that you are making a difference in their lives. Yeah, and this place here, we get that all the time. With the distributions that we have, this area of New Brunswick is hurting, and I'm hoping that we're a little bit of a beacon in this community, this area. Yeah.
What they're doing is essential. It's very much needed. 150% for a lot of people. For me, as for me. Like I said, I'm a dialysis patient. I have, for safer people, renal failure. I'm a dialysis patient. And sometimes when you definitely need things in this world, we all know how this economy is. So everybody needs that little extra push or help. And it's a grave help. It really is. It's a grave help. Some days, there are people like me, I know they can only work part-time. So you're managing through your bills and everything else that you have to do. So when they can tell you to come line up and get some food, it's a God blessing.
Replenish has got its finger on the pulse for Middlesex County, definitely.
The last 2 years has really been all Replenish. Like everything we get has been from Replenish. The people over there are amazing, and sometimes I embarrass them by when they come over here and to the community. Go, here are the true saints of the world. Here they are, you know. But it's true. All the people over there are. They bring the truck over. They deliver stuff to us. They call us when they have things. They ask us what we need, and we have gotten all this food from them since April of 2020. I can't say enough good things about Replenish and the people that work there.
I'm so blessed to have this job and to be able to do this every day. I get to work with some amazing individuals, not only my staff and colleagues here at Replenish, but all the volunteers from all of the food pantries across the county. They're just such wonderful, genuine people who are doing this work out of the kindness of their heart. We are touching so many people's lives and really making such an impact. And again, I'm just so grateful to do this every day. It's a blessing.
The people that I get to work with, the volunteers. We have over the years had an assortment of different volunteers who've been able to work with us on a regular basis, and just the great people that are so dedicated and so giving of themselves. And it's just, I love to be around those kinds of people, and that's the highlight of my job is the people that I get to work with. And even my own staff. I just love it when I see the smiles on their faces and I see they're working hard, they're lifting heavy boxes, they're sweating out there, but there's a smile on their face. And they say, I genuinely enjoy my job. I love what I do. I love helping people. So it means a lot. It was just incredible to see how much need there was. And, maybe it took a disaster to uncover that need, but the need probably existed before that as well. Now, there's more support there. People have been connected to us, and now we're partnering together and providing more support and assistance in an area that really needs it.
Creating change through food with the folk life approach provides the opportunity to ask why. Why specific dishes are important, what memories they bring up, what meaning they convey, and more. Share Your Foodways invites people to share themselves, share their experiences, and celebrate their foodways.